now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kendall Jarbo. We are following a developing story tonight. Duluth police now say a teenager has died following two related shootings this afternoon. The first happened just before 1:50 near 25th Avenue West in Lincoln Park, right next to a daycare. Then about a half hour later, police got another call of gunfire about 2 miles west in the Denfeld neighborhood. And that's where we find Northern News Now's Rob Coles. He's joining us live from the scene at 39th Avenue West tonight. Rob, police do tell us they have a suspect in custody. What has the scene been like where you're at?
Yeah, Kendall, I'm here in the Denfeld neighborhood. Now, just about 15 minutes ago, things started wrapping up a bit, although if you look behind me, you can see there are still some police officers on scene doing some investigating. But the mobile command center, the K-9 officer, they're gone. We've seen a few police officers kind of wrapping up that caution tape that was around here. But the incident that brought authorities to this location all started about 10 minutes away. Now, police responded to an initial report of a shooting on the 2500 block of West 2nd Street. Authorities found two gunshot victims at that scene. Both were taken to the hospital, one of them by ambulance and the other by private party. The 19-year-old taken by ambulance died at the hospital. The other person hurt, an 18-year-old, remains in the hospital. No word on their condition. Then around 2 o'clock, police were called for a report of the sounds of shots fired here in the 3800 block of West 4th Street. We've just learned that no one was hurt in that gunfire. Police believe both incidents are connected. One person is now in custody, but police aren't saying whether they're trying to arrest anyone else. Here's what police told us about 90 minutes ago about at least one of the people they were looking to take into custody.
They are armed. They are dangerous. We believe they are interconnected to each other and that the incident is involving those parties. But that's all we have at this time.
And as we were saying earlier, this was very active here for a while until about 15 minutes ago when things started wrapping up. Now, police have not released the names of the victims of the shootings or the suspects yet, but this is a developing story that we'll continue to cover. Kendall?
And we'll definitely follow this story throughout the night. Rob Coles live for us in the Denfeld neighborhood. Rob, thank you.